Well, that was probably Holger trying to calm you down. And then, so,
Nice. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother.
You had a good Sunday.
Yes, man. A lot of rest and relaxation.
Oh, that's good.
All right. You are now co-host. You should be able to. What's up, Peace and Piss, baby? Ready to rock and roll this week? Come on. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's pray real quick. And we got about 2.5 minutes till the market opens. So go before the throne of grace. Father, we thank you for another wonderful week ahead of us. Lord, we thank you in advance for all that you're going to do. Thank you for your hand of blessing being upon us. Lord, we only look to serve you and to serve those that are under our care. Thank you for leading and guiding us into all truth. Thank you for giving us the grace and the wisdom. Thank you for leading us on the path that we have been on for these last, for all of our life, Lord. You've prepared us for such a time as this. Thank you for preparing everybody, bringing us all together as one unit, Lord, with one vision, one team, that we will go forth and we will conquer. We'll take back what belongs to us for the kingdom, Lord, and all the glory goes to you. It's nothing that we can say we've done by our own might and power and strength, by our own mind or intellect or wisdom. It's all because of the grace of God. And if it was not for the grace of God, we would fall flat on our face. Lord, we understand that. We know truly that it's only by what you do for us, and we are eternally grateful. So we look forward to everything that's planned for this week, to be a blessing to others, to increase, help them pay bills, help them get on the right financial footing, Lord, and increase and multiply everything that they do, Lord. Increase their mind. Let everything open up that they would be able to see and understand with clarity.
In the name of
They won't
Jesus.
fall behind. They won't struggle or have any issues with learning, but they'll pick it up quickly.
Yes.
In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray a blessing over everybody on this call and everybody listening to this replay. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So real quick, amen. Real quick, I want to introduce to you guys a few people that make this possible for us. So if you guys, Holger and Nick, if you want to turn your videos on, what I want to do is introduce you guys to everybody. We'll do it again in the next session because we have a low volume session today. But let's see you guys work on that. What I want to do is introduce to you two gentlemen that are behind the scenes. Y'all may have seen me mention them, seen them in the chat rooms. I've talked about the trade team. These are two of the guys behind our success and helping us. This is Nick Frazier. He is my younger, better-looking brother. So he is helping us pull the trigger and manage the trades when we call them. If you see something pop up on the screen, that is something that he'll be doing. Sometimes I'll control the screen, but he and Holger, show that pretty face. Come on, Holger. Don't be bashful. So he's also on the trade team, and Nick is, he was actually born in Grand Cayman, and yes, on the islands, Paradise. So great things are in store for all of us, and you guys are going to be blessed to get to know him. He's going to be one of our main educators, and I know that he's going to help you guys understand the basics. If you fall behind, he's going to be somebody who's going to be able to reach out to over time. But a wealth of knowledge. He is a father of, how many children you got? Two. He's got two that we know of, and he's got a wife from Colombia. So he knows what he's doing, I promise you. He will help you in a lot of ways. Then we have a gentleman that is actually one of Pitbull's former.
Can you make me a co-host?
Oh, there you are. You're hiding. I did make you co-host, man. German engineering getting in the way again. Holger. All right. Oh, you got out and then got back in.
Yeah, because if I'm on WhatsApp, I have to go out of Zoom.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There you go.
There he is. The German engineering project. So this is Holger, and he is one of Holger. Come back, sir.
Yeah, the iPhone. This Apple, you know. Greg knows Apple is not working for us.
I think it works for him when I'm not around, but I think this is my anti-Apple.
Hey,
Energy.
we're on the same page there, brother, because I despise Apple products.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. This is my brother here, right here. This is my other brother. I got two brothers right here.
Oh,
I
yeah?
have my other brother here.
High
Nick.
five.
Nick.
High five
High
you.
five.
Right here. Boom, boom. Pow, pow, pow.
Amen. So Holger is actually based in Germany. He is one of Pitbull's admins for the Elite Trader University. He helped Greg get launched several years ago and a vital part of that progress. And he is very intelligent. He knows how to trade. He knows how to read the charts. He knows how to run CTrader. So he is one of our team admins on the technical side. He will be helping us. He's one of the trade admins. So you guys are going to be blessed to get to know him. So we haven't started here. CTrader hasn't even kicked in. Do you guys still have a problem? My CTrader hasn't launched yet. Maybe it's going to launch after a few minutes. So let me double check here. Turnkey.
Hey, Jay, real quick.
Yeah.
So everybody, like Justin said, my name is Nick. I'm excited to be here, excited to see how many people we have on the call. For all my new people, I'm going to be your basics educator. So we're going to have a variety of education headed your way. We're going to have a live training schedule. Breakout webinars is going to be good. But before we launch, find me in the GTA Facebook group, send me a Facebook request, and just ask me questions. You know, we're here to support you in your education. We want to help you and bless as many people as possible. So hit me up on Facebook and let's get it done.
All right. And you guys friend him on Facebook as well, because he's also here to support Greg and myself, because I kid you not, we get a ton of messages. And when I get a message saying, so J-Rock, what is a pip? I'm going to ignore you. I got 1,000 other messages. You know, people are saying different things that are more advanced. And so I employ my brother and others to help us, because we cannot handle all of the questions. And
I can handle it. Come on, bring it my way.
bring it on. So I've been dealing with, 400 to 500 messages a day. Sometimes my birthday was last week, and man, I got over 1,000 birthday messages. I don't even know how many I got. They kept coming. So still trying to respond to all of those. It'll probably take a few more days before I get to all that. But you guys ask these gentlemen any questions you want, and I guarantee you they will help you out. Holger, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Holger from Germany, and I was working for Greg, as Justin mentioned, for a couple of years back then, and we got reunited on a Facebook live stream the other day. So I'm really pumped to be on this team. I'm really happy to have you as my new community. This is awesome. This is really awesome. I've already got so many good feedback in the background on Facebook. So when you are just new, as Nick just said, do the same thing for me. Just connect with me on Facebook in the group, send me a message, friend me, and I will be there for you as well. So I'm in Europe. If you are in my time zone, you probably want me to help you out, and Nick will handle everyone in the United States probably in that time zone. I think that is really awesome. And I got actually a gentleman from Scotland today that was really happy to have me helping him with the CTrader setup. Unfortunately, we are Apple users, so I showed him the web version and told him he has to bring in a laptop later. But I hope he's in the room. I see his name. Hey, if you can just send a message in the chat that that was a great session or something, that people know it. I'm not taking it from the blue or something, but that was an awesome session, buddy. Yeah, I hope that was okay for you. Not too long.
Yes, and I actually am going to promote a couple of people right now to panelists so that I can introduce them to you. And we'll introduce them again in another session. I don't see all of mine, but I am going to promote a few more to panelists. And you guys, if you're seeing me, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to introduce you. You might have popped up. Don't be scared. Don't be bashful. And let me see here what we got. So I've got a few more people that I want to introduce to you. And these are individuals that have been with me for several months, and they have helped me tremendously in doing what I'm doing. let me see if I got another one here. You guys want to turn your videos on that I just put you on the panel. Scott Livingston and Janelle and Janice Pipovich. Let's get going. All right, there she is. So guys, Janelle Showers, she's one of my top admins with me in my other chat rooms when we were running the show over there. She is a vital help. She has 30, how many you got? 30-something kids that she runs a major show over there and takes care of business. So you got to know the woman can take care of business if she's got more than 2 kids, right? So I want you guys to know that this is one of our customer service and our support team members, and she is a phenomenal individual. She's a woman of God. She has integrity, intelligence, and a heart of gold. So this is one of the people that you'll be getting support messages from. And if it's, normally if it's a chewing out, it'll probably come from Holger. But if it's something nice, it'll probably come from her. So get to know Janelle Showers. She will be helping. If you have any questions, she'll be able to help you as well. And then I've got my friend, my brother, Scott Livingston. He is also a phenomenal individual, a man of God. He loves to help people, loves to give. He's got a big heart. He's been helping me on Cryptos and my other chat room as well, and just pouring himself out to help anybody that needs. He is always there to help you guys. Also, he came and sat in my living room for one of my sessions, him and another friend of his, Eddie, and they got to learn and see me live in action. But I tell you what, he is going to be doing big things with us. So you guys get ready. If you have any questions, anything, and Nick is not available, Holger's not available, well, you've got Janelle and you've got Scott and Janice.
Scott, are you a pilot, man? You see as if you are flying around with a plane.
Yeah, let's see. There you go, Scott. We can hear you if you want to say something, buddy.
Hey, good afternoon. I am actually traveling this afternoon. So I am driving down the road, but I wanted to listen in and say hello to everybody and see everybody. And yes. I'm excited. It's going to be a great week. It was a good week last week. Very exciting there. And great things to come. God's kingdom on the rise.
Amen.
Not that it's ever been down, but it's going to take another step. So
that's right.
Anything I can do to help any of y'all, please let me know. I'm here for you. Anything I can do to support the group. So
Amen.
That's it. I'm out. I'm here
God
to
bless
listen.
you. All right, brother. Appreciate it. Okay, so that was that. And Janelle, if you want to say anything, you're welcome to. Let me unmute you, and you have the floor. Well, I tried to unmute you. It wouldn't do it.
I'm unmuted now.
All right. Anything you would like to say? Oh, look.
Not really. I'm just doing the best that I can to keep up with Send Me.
I hear you. Well, hello there, cutie. How are you? Hello.
Good.
All right. You keeping mama in line?
Yeah, she's one of my twins.
Okay. And to tell the truth, how many kids you have? I think I remember.
14.
14. Wow. You guys, you got that? All right. So Mama Janelle, she knows what time it is. So if you need anything, you know what to do. All right.
It's always dinner.
Huh?
It's always dinner time.
It's always dinner time. I bet, man. Can you imagine? Well, Greg and Holger and Nick and I, we're going to make a trip to visit you and see how you run that operation. We will, I guarantee you, we will get some tips out of watching that operation run of how to run GTA, huh?
I don't know. Jack of all trades and
I'm sure you're a master of quite a bit. I'll tell you what. Well, we're blessed to have you, and thank you for being a part of the team and willingness to serve. We love you, and we know that great things are ahead. So just hang in there. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure. One more, Janice Pipovich. Where are you at? You are
right here, brother. Right here.
There he is. All right. There he is. So let me see.
Just give me 1 second, please.
Okay, you're just waking up, sir? Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Here we
guys, I
go.
want to introduce you to another friend of mine. This is Jenis Imamovic. He is Croatian, and I have nicknamed him Pipovic. So I don't know if you guys watched the World Cup, and when they put the names of all the Croatian players, everyone had an itch at the end of their name. So I thought that they needed some spray or something. Well, he clarified that's just a part of the culture and who they are. So he's going to itch some pips out of the market with us. He is an educator here. He actually lives here in Houston, and he's got a big following in Croatia. So he's going to be the Croatian team lead. He's going to help us grow the market out there. He is fluent in Croatian and English. What else are you fluent in? Pip smacking?
I spoke German 100%. So because I live in Switzerland for 11 years, so right now I have like a little bit difficult.
Kein Problem, wir kriegen das hin.
Holger, relax, Holger. I know that got you excited. Holger's now really excited.
Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Holger's in Germany, and he's actually born in Sweden. So his hair is not blonde, but he'll be looking into that here in the future. But yes, so we're excited to have you.
I was made in Sweden. I was born in Germany.
Oh,
That was so close that I was in Sweden. You know, my parents were naughty there, you know. But
I hear you. All right. So if you guys have any questions, any of you that are on the other side of the world, you can reach out to, well, actually, you're not over there. You're over here. So if you're on this side of the world and you need help from Jenis, you can reach out to him. I know his name, it's DZ, but that's actually the way you put a J. So I'm thinking about changing my name to DZ Rock. Okay, and that would be pretty cool. So you guys, y'all are in for a treat.
I am down for the change.
Huh?
I'm down for the change too. J-Rock. J-Rockovic.
J Rockovic.
I like that. That's good.
That's funny. Yeah, when I go out there to Croatia, that'll be what they'll be calling me. All right. Well, we're excited, you guys. You know that we have a phenomenal group that is coming together, and we're excited for all the talent and the individuals that are going to help increase what we're doing to give us a wealth of knowledge and take your learning to the next level. So feel free to reach out to anybody that you have been introduced to today, and they will be able to help you with anything you need. Once we launch into full mode, hey, we're on fire, baby. It's going to be nonstop. So you know that these guys are going to be invaluable to you. All right?
Woo!
Amen. Bless you, Jenis. Thank you, sir, and we will be seeing you soon.
Yes, sir.
Let's try to connect this week.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right, my friend. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And we'll fix that real quick. All right, so we should be good to go from here. Greg, what are you seeing, my brother? I see the market has moved, so go ahead and take us into the promised land.
Oh, righty then. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yes.
And give me a moment here.
And real quick, while you're doing that, I averaged in. I told you guys I sent out a memo on the Facebook group that I added in to EU on the market close. I explained to my guys, the team, we had a call on Saturday, and I explained to them what we were looking at and why I made that decision. So we are looking at a good move to the upside for the euro, but we'll prepare ourselves if it drops to the downside, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. Take it away, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, big happy Sunday, the next start of the new week, especially the week after non-farm payroll. That's where a lot of volume comes back into the market because a lot of traders stay on the sidelines going into the jobs number. And that jobs number was a little bit worse than expected. However, we saw the euro and pound and other majors sell off versus the US dollar. Okay, so I want to start with the calendar for the week and just point out some of the more important announcements that we're looking at, the red folder, maybe some orange folder ones. But it actually is a light week for data. We do have in Australia is a bank holiday today or tomorrow, and so you're going to not find a lot of volume in the market. It's also a bank holiday in Canada as well. So with that, we have the next thing that's really coming up that all eyes are going to be on is the Australian rate announcement, the RBA, and they're expected to keep rates unchanged at 1.5%, and so that's going to be released. That's going to be at 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we're probably going to look at the different the Aussie pairs and to see how they would react going into that announcement. They could be trader could be taking positions going into that. And then that's about it. I mean, we have leading indicators out of Japan, which is probably a non-event. We have the Halifax Home Price Index at 3:30 on the Tuesday. So really nothing's going on to Tuesday. I don't think we're meeting, right, J-Rock, until Tuesday? Is that because of the lightness in the schedule? Mm-hmm.
Right. That's when we're going to meet again on Tuesday. Then we'll jump to Friday. And
right.
So actually Wednesday, I think we have a Wednesday session. I can double check that.
Yeah.
Holger, if you want to put that in the chat box so we can confirm.
Right. Exactly. So GDT price index, that's going to be, the orange ones are probably the ones that are going to be kind of focused on. IVPMI is usually good for some pips on the for the Canadian dollar, any Canadian dollar pairs. And there's probably going to be cross movement between pound CAD, between the Halifax Home Price Index and the IVPMI coming out on that Tuesday. Now, if we go a little bit later in the evening, we will have inflation expectations on New Zealand. And inflation, other than interest rates, the inflation is the next big driver of currencies. So when you see like CPI, Consumer Price Index, or PPI, anything with an I in it, and no, it stands for index, but really you can think of inflation. And the central bank's main purpose is to prevent inflation from getting out of hand. And the way they control inflation is by raising interest rates. And interest rates cause the different currencies to go a lot higher. Why? Because if one currency is a low interest rate, well then why would you want to put your money in a low interest rate bank? You go find a higher bank. And that's called a carry trade. So many people start moving their money toward countries which have higher inflation and a higher chance of getting higher interest rates. So that's why we watch these inflation expectations and things like that. So that comes out at 11 o'clock p.m., and that's for New Zealand. And that's a red folder, so it's a pretty serious one. If we do have high inflation, the forecast the previous number was 2.0. New Zealand and Australia usually don't give too much of a forecast. So basically, they're going to release the number and they're going to compare it to the previous number. So anything above 2.0, usually we'll probably see a rise in New Zealand dollar. However, if we do see less than 2.0, expect that New Zealand dollar to sell off. Okay, so pretty interesting. Now, we got this trade war too. Think of the commodity currencies, anything dealing with silver, aluminum, iron ore. These countries produce a lot of commodities. New Zealand is called the breadbasket of Asia, exporting lots of dairy and sheep and all kinds. There's more sheep in New Zealand than there are people. And so agriculture and things, if China's not buying because they don't have the money because their economy is slowing down, if China catches a cold economically, then these guys will get the flu and would probably get weaker. Okay. Then we have Chinese trade balance too. So you say, well, Greg, we don't trade a Chinese currency. Yeah, but look at New Zealand and Australia as proxies when we have Chinese news. And it is expected that trade balance for China will actually drop, probably in anticipation of the tariffs coming out of the U.S. So a lot of good stuff coming out to tradable stuff on Tuesday. Now, if we go into Wednesday, we have crude oil inventories out of at 10:30. So our 8 o'clock news cycle, or 8:30, we have an FOMC speaker, and people will listen to a speaker depending on who it is. These when they talk about inflation or possible, they're looking for clues of whether the U.S. is going to raise interest rates at the next meeting. So when these Fed speakers speak, euro and dollar will be in play there. Now going to crude oil inventories, which is a red folder, you say, well, Greg, we don't trade crude oil. Well, indirectly you do if you're looking at the Canadian dollar. Because a lot of people don't know is that it's not Saudi Arabia, the big exporter of oil to the United States. It's actually Canada, you know. And why we do military operations in overseas, and we could go up to Canada. They have plenty of oil. No, just kidding. But they are like one of the top 3 producers of oil, of exporters of oil to the U.S. So when we have any type of oil trade, whether it's U.S. crude inventories, in fact, up here in Oklahoma, there is the oil reserves up there. This up the road here for me. Now at 5 o'clock, we're gonna have the official cash rate of New Zealand. The Kiwi, they're expected to keep rates at 1.75%. This is gonna be a tough one to trade, so I probably wouldn't want to, because if you're trading with CTrader, they don't open up their desk until late, maybe like a few minutes after 5. So you could get into some serious gap in your liquidity. I believe I've lost some serious cash trying to trade New Zealand announcements at 5 p.m. because, you know, a lot of the trading desks aren't open, but the market never closes. The Forex never closes. It's the trading desks that close. Okay. And if you don't have a trading desk open, you can't get in and out of your trade. So if you think, yeah, I'm going to trade New Zealand news, look at all those red folders. Yes.
Yes, and what he's saying is that the reason they will close, a lot of brokers will do that because of the liquidity that leaves the market when the New York session closes. It's like it dries up, and there's called a twilight period, a zone of like, what's going on in here? Market is still open, but there's nobody here but me. Well, there's you and a couple of others, and they're called sharks, and they're looking to eat your lunch. So the spreads will go from 1 to about 20. And you're saying, what in the world? It's because liquidity dries up. They shut off their computers, and they're heading to the house. So there's very few buyers and sellers. And then the Wellington market will come online, which is New Zealand, the Kiwi. They will come online about 30 minutes or an hour later. And then Sydney will come online an hour later, and then Tokyo will come online. And so once those markets start coming online, then you start getting liquidity. But they're still very low volume markets because not a lot of traders are in that part of the world. The majority are in the London time zone and the New York time zone. So that's why we got to be careful. Now, I will make a request. Greg, I'm going to put that out there and see if the trading desk at Xenia will allow an opening on that day. But if not, it's no big deal. I don't want to throw a wrench in his schedule.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, this thing about, I was on the Trinity River here in Dallas, and during the drought, if you have a kayak, and we were kind of heavy in this boat with a nice chest, and we were scraping the ground, and because there's not a lot of liquid, not a lot of river to, and that's how it is. You're going to run aground if you don't have enough traders.
Great analogy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You want to cast it didn't, the Bible didn't say, cast your bread out on the ground. What did it say? Cast your bread out on many waters.
Exactly. Yeah.
You want liquidity to bring it back. So that's a great analogy. I love it.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
All right. PPI. We got PPI 8:30. We'll start our new cycle again. Again, the yellow items are pretty minor. You get little bumps, but you're going to get your most movement from the red folder or the high impact items. Here's PPI. This is Producer Price Index. But remember, I told you about the letter I. I stands for inflation. So if there is if we have a rising PPI, usually it lends to higher interest rates and the currency gets stronger for that announcement. However, we're looking for a fall from 0.3 to 0.2. and core PPI. And usually they take out volatile food and energy. It's like, well, I use food, I use energy. Why are we taking that out of the picture? I have to pay for that. But they pull that out and they call it core PPI when they just focus in on other things other than food and energy. And it's expected to remain the same. And that's just a basket of goods that they look at from the wholesale side. Okay, unemployment claims are coming out, and this volatile. It comes out every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, this number comes out, and it's pretty volatile. It's all over the place. Unemployment claims, but we do see a trend where actually unemployment claims are falling, and that's usually good for the currency because it's been trending down since 2017. Okay, so that is a good sign, and usually that's a support of the currency. Next one, RBA monetary policy statement. Basically, it's like how Bank of England had when we had Super Thursday, and they had all the things together, the rate announcement and the policy statement by Carney. They are on the same day. They got it out of the way. RBA kind of stretches it out. We'll do one day, and then later on, the monetary policy statement to explain why we raised or kept rates the same. And that will usually cause a lot of volatility, and they'll talk for an hour and prices will jump where they may be. So you want to watch out for that, and also look for signs, looking at the moving averages and things that JRock has we have on our screens could give us a little foretelling of where the big money is banking. Someone already knows this. I mean, I'm the conspiracy theorist, but I believe all announcements are, in fact, I don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist. If you pay enough money to Moody's or Standard & Poor's, they will give you the announcement ahead of time. and it's advertised for their prime customers and their prime brokerages who pay the extra little dough. Just like they will get the.
Stop it, Greg.
Sorry.
It doesn't happen. No, I refuse.
You refuse to believe that? Well, don't worry. GTA will be one of those. It's just like, hey,
really?
We report. Hey, okay, trade it, and it won't be insider trading because it's legal.
Yep. All right, man. You convinced me.
Now, big one is I just love the UK because they always have they just hit you with these red folders. They put like 3 or 4 of them back to back, and you get all kinds of volatility. Volatility is like the wind. The wind beneath my wings is like the hurricane in your sail, baby. You got GDP month on month expected to fall from 0.3 to 0.2. That could tank the pound versus the US dollar called cable, or 0.4 manufacturing production month on month follows that next. That's supposed to fall too. And GDP is actually supposed to rise. So pretty interesting, but this was a revised number. Let's click that. Hello. We see a little triangle. It was revised up. So it might be very interesting that GDP came out and you got all these guys, bean counters that are hired to count GDP, and they got it wrong. They had it 0.1 and they revised it to 0.2. I guess they found some extra GDP floating around somewhere down one of the streets in London. So 0.2 was revised up, but then the forecast called for a rise to 0.4. So what's going on with Brexit? You got GDP going up in spite of, that's a curious thing. And so if we could have a mixed bag where we can have it drop on a couple of numbers and actually rise on this final number. If these guys got it right this time, considering they got it wrong last month, right? There's a trend. They got it wrong last time, they might get it wrong again. And if they do, the pound could drop.
Okay.
Right? And then we have good trade balance out of the UK. So there's actually some more impact numbers. 8:30 Friday, we do have employment change out of Canada and unemployment rate as well. 331.8 thousand for an employment change. No forecast given. Unemployment rate at 6.0%. And then CPI month on month for the U.S. That's going to be a big one. And this is consumer price index or consumer inflation. 0.2 is supposed to rise from 0.1. Core CPI, when they talk about core, that means they take away volatile food and energy costs and just look at a basket of goods minus food and energy. And that's supposed to remain the same at 0.2%. But this jump really gives the Fed ammunition to argue for a rate hike at the next session. I think the next meeting is in September. Okay, and then that is it. Now we do have New Zealand retail sales on a Sunday, so that's going to be kind of interesting too. So that's really weird. But that wraps up the overall the picture for the news, which can be like a landmine. So you want to always be aware of it. We don't necessarily trade the news all the time, but it is a good place to get started and being able to see what's going on. Now,
absolutely. Mm-hmm. You definitely want to know what's going on in the news so you don't get hit by a left hook out of nowhere, a Mike Tyson left hook or uppercut. Man, can you imagine? You're just trading. Trump is hard enough to navigate with his tweets. Right. Let alone if you are not aware of the news, then you're just setting yourself up for failure. So if you fail to plan, you might as well plan to fail. So here we are planning for the week and the news that we know is coming. We can't predict other news that we do not know about that is going to happen, social, economic, or political situations across the world, natural disasters. Anything could strike and send the markets into turmoil, and we have to be ready to capitalize on it. So that's why you trade conservatively, because if you're on the wrong side of a trade that goes awry, you blow that account in seconds. That's how quick it happens.
Right. Exactly. Because you can have the perfect, I used to tell my students this, you can have the perfect setup. We have the 12 different patterns that we look at. You have the perfect pattern at a support level with different types of moving averages. And all this stuff is lined up. And still it can mess up. You can still lose from it. Right. So, and then you can have enter at the wrong time and kind of jack up and still win too. So the only thing that's consistent is risk control in both those circumstances, because you can have follow all your rules and still lose money, and you can break all your rules and still make money.
That's right.
So if that is, you need to have an edge, and your edge is controlling your losses.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So Trump says U.S. now has the upper hand on China in tariff battle, and so that this makes the U.S. dollar look pretty strong, but a lot of these pairs and a lot of the commodity currencies have sold off so much. Any good news that happens, let's say China says, "Okay, we surrender. Okay, let's negotiate and make a deal." Any type of a deal that happens, that will probably take the dollar down, and will take the other pairs higher because they've been so oversold. So that is something to look at there. But I'm not seeing anything. Now I'm looking at CNN and things, and I'm not for political things or like that. Basically, I want to see if there is an invasion, some type of national, some type of a geopolitical unrest, a war, some type of upheaval, because any type of a really big thing that happens that shakes the world is going to cause people to run for cover, and they'll run for safety, and that's called risk, a flight to safety. They'll either run into treasuries, U.S. treasuries, which means they have to buy U.S. dollars to buy treasuries. That's why the dollar gets strong when we have all kinds of catastrophes. Even when we have catastrophes in our own country, like when the government shuts down, the dollar got strong because people said, well, let's hide, they'll buy bonds. They actually hid in the U.S. dollar for safety when we were having political trouble here. Or let's say there was an earthquake and tsunami, they'll run into the Japanese yen. The Swiss franc used to be a safe haven, but they fixed that by making negative interest rates. So they charged you for holding their money. Okay. So that's pretty crazy because they didn't want their currency to get strong. Swiss are pretty smart. They go, you're going to put money here. We're going to charge you for giving us your money. All right. So that's why the Swiss franc is no longer a safe haven. But however, if everything is fine and dandy and the stock markets are going up and there's peace in the world, then usually we'll see the dollar weaken, and the other a flight to risk. They'll take the riskier, less liquid assets like the pound, the Aussie, and the Kiwi, the New Zealand dollar, and they'll buy other assets. Gold is used to be another safety run too, but it's kind of fallen out of favor. But I don't see anything on the horizon here that looks that would cause us to look for earthquake in Indonesia. If we were trading the ringgit or the Indonesian currency, that might be a short. That is, but that's about it there. And the Forex heat map, if we went to that, the market is so illiquid. I can go ahead and just show you my Forex heat map. It's an arrangement of currency pairs by percentage change. And what that does is it allows us to know what's hopping, what's popping, what's dropping, what's not, what's actually moving. So you can get a very good overview of the market. Now, when you become a Diamond Deluxe subscriber, you'll get access to this. And so it's really cool at getting an overview. We can see we've got the New Zealand Swiss, Aussie Swiss, Kiwi CAD, and Kiwi dollar up very small amounts. But the dollar, Turkish lira is up, and Turkey's having a little bit of trouble. So people are running into the U.S. dollar for safety, and running into the euro. So they're up almost a third of a percent. Now, the other pair, you see, nothing's really, Europe is pretty, is closed, so that's why everything is in gray. The means it's moving sideways. The green means we're moving in an uptrend. Gray, we're moving sideways, or the markets are closed there. Oil, everything basically. And we've got a few active ones that are trending down in red. The red zones are sell zone, euro yen, pound yen, euro kiwi, Aussie kiwi, pound kiwi, so those are trending down. And because we got a little bit of strength, and they're like 0.6%, the percentage moves are incredibly small, and so almost negligible. So until the markets actually warm up with some more volume, we probably will not. This will not be very helpful, but will as markets start moving. Okay, and that's about. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. And the U.S. dollar index, I love going through our checklist, which you'll get a copy of when we launch. We'll have a global trading academy. Guys, how did you like that logo? Great job on that logo. That's awesome stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. It's still in revision, so they're going to take it back for a second round of revisions.
Okay.
But it's we're getting close to what we're going to go with, and we appreciate everybody's input. This is part of being founding members, that you've got some input. Other people would say, well, why would you put it out and get so many opinions? You're always going to have haters, and there's always going to be some, even though, it's amazing and 99 people like it, but that one person's going to shoot it down and say it looks like a piece of crap. It's just the way it is. I don't mind, because I know you guys are here. Y'all decided to take this leap of faith, even though it was only $47. You can't even buy a bottle of Hennessy with that. But at least you get to be participants in what we're doing and grow with us and be a part. Tell your grandkids, in 30 years, I was a part of helping to decide what that company's logo, and look at them now. They're worth $2 trillion.
Nice.
Okay.
Exactly. History being made. So it is. Yeah. So here's our U.S. dollar index, and this is a basket of currencies versus the U.S. dollar. And in fact, it's really actually heavily weighted toward the euro. But basically it gives you an overview. If you understand where the dollar is going, it gives you an idea of where the Australian dollar is going, where the New Zealand dollar is going, where the pound dollar, because those have the USD as the base currency. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so here we go. We've got here's our flagpole, a nice run up from these lows that we've had back in February, and then now we bounced off this range where we first started talking about, started looking at. Look at the big move right into this old level of resistance. I drew that probably 6 months ago. I haven't drawn any new lines. See, all these lines are, but it stopped right on there, and we have a doji, kind of an indecision, like it's like a calf looking at a new gate. It's like, what do I do with this? So it's indecision. We got a cross. There's decisions made at the cross.
Come on.
Right.
Amen.
And we were going to look for a possible break above this 95.35 area of that, because they could be a continuation. However, a break below the low of the doji, 94.98, would make us as an evening star and would take us down lower. Now, if we continue, there's, we've got overhead, overhead resistance at 95.53. You can even connect these lows and have maybe something a little bit higher, right around that 95.66. Now, what does that mean? We don't trade the US dollar index, Greg. Yeah. But if you turn this upside down and backwards, you would have the euro. And that's the next currency we're going to look at, EUR USD. And hopefully I got rid of all that stuff off my chart. Okay. And so we're at like an indecision point too. We're at a zone of demand right here, where if we take the right there, and then we can extend that. Okay. And usually price has a memory. And when it has this memory, every time it's gotten in this area back in May 29th, 2018, it bounced here, and it bounced here June 21st, and again at June 28th, it popped up on July 19th, and now we're here right now in a similar zone. And it's not just here. You could probably go back a little bit more to see where these buy orders, this price does have a memory. Okay. It's like many of you guys, you forget your wife's, your wedding anniversary. I made sure that my wife, we were married on a holiday, got married, in 2000. So I know how many years exactly, married 18 years. And we got married Martin Luther King's birthday, January 16th. So easy, very easy. And we married Vegas, went through a drive-through at the Little White Chapel where they filmed the Hangover to the drive-through, and it was quite romantic. And people spent a lot more money on their weddings, and they ended up in divorce court. But we didn't spend very much on that wedding, and we're still happy.
No kidding.
Right.
No celebrity weddings. No. Come on.
Yeah, well, Michael Jordan was married there, and Joan Collins, and a couple of stars are actually married at that. You go in the drive-through and you order, I want the number 5 a rose and a Polaroid, and that's it. So
all right.
It's pretty fun. Okay. And the pastor comes to your door, it comes to the side, almost like Sonics.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. And do your vows right there. And you drive off into the sunset. Okay, so there we go. We've got, we have all this congestion here. Price came down here, and then now we're sitting here. And basically, this was a double bottom here. Price rolled up. If this makes a higher low and starts moving up, we could see move back to the 160.94. But if we break out of this, the triangles have price projections. And I wrote an article on triangles. If you look at Greg McLeod and triangles in Daily FX, you'll see the article I wrote back a few years ago showing the different types of triangles and how far they go. And just to get a sample of the kind of education you're going to have when you become a member of GTA. And let's go ahead and clone this like a sheep, and that way we got another line. There we go. Right. So so we have this triangle pattern coiling, and we get now it could go up, right? That's what we would like. However, there's also the possibility, since it's symmetrical, it can go down as well. Okay, and it might even go up and down. So I've seen triangles break south, and I know you've seen that too, J-Rock, in your experience, where it breaks down south, you get short, and then whips back out and goes up in that direction. All right.
Yeah, they're real tricky sometimes. You got to be careful.
Right. But we just know that it will break. I mean, it can't go sideways forever. Maybe it could. The economy will probably stagnate. But that's what we're looking at. We're looking at potential. The potential on either side looks because there's lots of space. You see how this gapped up from the low, so there's lots of space here. There's not really a lot of support here. There's also not a lot of resistance here. So it really looks fairly interesting from from support and resistance supply and demand zones, and all this resistance has been taken out too. So it's kind of like clear that once this starts moving toward these areas, these players have probably already liquidated. So that gives us kind of like an open door for a retrace that we might have there.
Yep.
So that's on that. If we want to take a look at some cross rates, that might be pretty interesting. This is kind of interesting. Going back to the pound Aussie, where we are sitting at, we have a zone that was started back in January 2018, and I'm going to make that a different color. Well, wait first. Yeah. So we have a zone of demand that's coming in, it may have been, all the orders might have been gotten here, and but still, this is, we're sitting right at this kind of like support area right here, right? And if it breaks, then we could go to the next level, and we got the little ice cream sandwich right there. So you break out your right. Yeah. So we're sitting at a pretty precarious level, and probably the Australian data will give us a clue whether this just kind of like pauses here or rockets north, and we can drill down on this a little bit, and you can see that we're sitting right in this zone, we're penetrating it, and we're hitting that old spike low, and it could form a double bottom here and could give us a move to the upside, but it's
yeah, it could
or continue down.
174. Yeah, 174 could get a little bounce off of there, and then we come up just a little bit to 175, 75.50, but I still see a drop off in the pound across the world stage. So
yeah,
it's on the longer time frames just from what we're seeing, but those supply demand zones are what we're going to have to keep an eye on.
Exactly. And we can drop into smaller increments of time, and you can see that there was a smaller zone that may play out just for a few hours right in here.
Right.
That could give us a break and maybe a little bit of a bounce to the last zone we had, which was here. Usually it goes from zone to zone, and zone to zone trades are really cool because then you can, when your moving averages line up, you can just go back in trend.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's about all that I've been and looking at, and we can actually go back to our what's going on with the euro.
Yeah, it's still flat right now. Hadn't even done much, but it's picked up and just sitting there. So we're waiting to see what that's going to do. We want to take a look at a couple more indexes. I don't know if you have the Canada index and the yen. Have you looked at those to see? Do you have those marked up?
So CD like USD CAD?
No, just the Canada index or the yen index.
Okay.
Just to see. And this is where we want to have a spreadsheet that's written out that shows what we're keeping track of. So what our analysis is going forward from day to day, week to week. So when we do an analysis, we can see how we do. Let's see.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Take that one.
Index. Okay, see. Do you have a ticker symbol for me on that, or just any stock index? Or
Yeah, I was just saying the actual currency index, JPY. Let me look.
Okay, like features, the features. Okay, so let me go to features.
Yeah, and I might have it. We keep it. I don't know if Sean did it this week, but I'm gonna take a look.
You go to continuation.
Boop. Rub there. Indexes. Okay, so he did do the index. If you know what, I'll just go ahead and do that. One second, I'll share that. Let me get my, because he helps me out with that.
Okay.
And let's see, Forex. You're kind of hitting the microphone. I guess it keeps pounding.
Oh, not me.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here, and I'm going to share this screen. All right. Put this up over here. So these are the weekly indexes, and it looks like he did the other day, August 3rd. Yeah, he'll normally do them on Friday and give us an idea of what we got, and he did them the week before. Actually, some on August 2nd. Back up. Okay, so August 2nd right there, he showed the NFP move, bull flag, and that was on the dollar index. It did push up. So you see all the moving averages right here. Boom, we pop into that level. But let's go a little bit further and see. This is the euro. Obviously, it's the counter dollar, so it goes the other way. And this is going to be, let's see. Euro. Okay, so this is euro, same thing. And let's see what else here. Euro US dollar broke down. We had that level of support where we were picking it up right now. So he had that drawn out as well. And let's see, same thing, Euro futures. Okay, so here's the New Zealand dollar on the futures. And he said, still hanging low in the channel, nothing exciting. Orange line is his 50 EMA on the daily, creeping right here, creeping down. So we are sitting at a level of channel support right now, channel line up there. So we may, and we channeled, what's your NR4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 candles, and we bounced on this last one. I'm sorry, dropped on this last one. So we're squeezing in with that 50 EMA and the channel. New Zealand dollar could drop or it could break out. It just depends. So RSI is way down here in the 35.69 range. So it's a little bit above, but you see where we're sitting on that New Zealand dollar. So still nothing major, nothing definitive. You know, here's definitive right here. You break up, and then you start riding this 5 simple moving average on whatever time frame. This is a daily time frame. Here's my D. So we've got the 5-day moving average right here, and that's just a beauty. They just got in and rode it all the way up. That's a defined channel. This is a defined channel. Here we're sitting stuck in consolidation. Do you want to take a gamble? You can take a high probability trade to the upside. If it drops, well, you can average down because likely it'll pop back up before it comes down again. So just don't over leverage. In the consolidation phase, I'm just trying to get a look at this volume. And the volume, just a slow, steady decline as this was dropping hard. So nothing definitive telling me that we're going to continue a breakdown in the New Zealand dollar because the volume kind of slowed down even though we had a big drop off. Nothing heavy. All right, so that's New Zealand. Let's go to, let's see. That's back to the euro. Might have tagged that one already. Okay, New Zealand. US dollar index, same thing. What we were just looking at with the moving averages, we have a lot of congestion, a lot of resistance right in here. and your moving averages. So he's got the 100. It's his simple moving average right here, this green line. And the red line is the 200 simple moving average. So there's your line of support, just a channel trend line where it's sitting on top of. And we are right at the top of that. So we may come down a little bit, just squeeze in that triangle one little bit longer, maybe a few more days, and then pow, we'll pop. I think we'll pop. We could drop and come back down here to 93. You don't know. We just don't know yet. And that's the thing. You just got to protect yourself, be patient. Here's a defined trend. When you get on top of the moving average, well, this had a major pullback. Some news could have been NFP did that, and then boom, we popped again. This is a defined trend under these moving averages, a beautiful trend. Here we're stuck in a little consolidation, though it's a bull flag. If I would draw those lines in, that's a nice bull flag, as Greg showed you on his chart earlier. Looking at euro again, counter dollar, we've come right to the support zone. So if this turns and bounces, the U.S. dollar is going to come down. And that's what we're expecting. Okay, a pullback in the U.S. dollar, a run up in the euro just for a little bit, probably not far. We don't know just yet. We're going to have to see how it plays out. Swiss franc. Okay, this is a daily Swiss franc. Let's see, scalp opportunity on Tuesday to buy U.S. franc dollar. Let's see at the trend cross. All right, so still nothing major right here. It is looking bearish. Okay, we have a trend line right here, but it's broken down below this trend, and now we've got another trend. If it breaks down, it'll come back to support. So the Swiss franc is looking bearish, in my opinion, that it wants to break down. This is a bear flag. Here's your flagpole. Here's your flag coming straight across. So if it comes down here, boom, it could come further down. Right now, the Swiss franc's sitting at $1.
Well, there's almost like an 80 or 90% inverse correlation between the dollar franc and the euro. So they're like mirrors. So if we have this one, the dollar franc going down, then we expect the euro dollar to go up because of the correlation. So like a yin and a yang, or a teeter totter. That's very high correlation.
Excellent. Okay. And then here is the Canadian dollar. This one's kind of iffy as well. Let me see. Oh, the wrong button there. What are you thinking about this one here?
Well, you just got a break of that your 5 EMA or 5 moving average there, but it's also but it's hitting up against that trend line, tagging it to return to the scene of the crime. So that might be setting up for maybe a short if it can close back down. So would be my take on it.
Yeah, it could be. You know, when I see situations like this, we had a hard drop, then a big pop, and then we had another hard drop, and now we're kind of getting consolidation here. We're still putting in higher lows, okay? But this could be what I call a bear trap, where they suck you in thinking a short is getting ready to come, and then boom, they run it all the way back up, and we go way up here. So this is the Canadian dollar. We got to take a look and say, well, Canadian situation is kind of struggling because Trump is in control, and he smacked them with some tariffs. So I potentially see the Canadian dollar coming down. So it would be a good short as far as buying UCAD. You would buy US dollar to go up, Canada to go down, and that would make UCAD shoot up much stronger. Now, UCAD, as we did mention in another call, it is more of a laggard. It's one of those things that, when it starts to move, you're like, well, where have you been? You know, we're already way over here. You're late to the party. We're in the penthouse, baby, and you're just getting in on the elevator. Come on. Well, it also gives you a great time to get in and profit, because you can ride that bad boy in one direction or another because he's late to the party. Okay. So I see this potentially. I could see a short setup. You know, if we have our trend line coming down here, that this may not reach all the way up there. This is the day time frame. So it's hitting your 100 day right here. Your 200 is falling. Your 10 is also there. And then he's got a 144 in here. So not sure. I'll have to double check on that.
Now, what if you took a trend line across the tops of those from the right there, and go across, and then draw maybe even steeper one down there across that too?
That would almost tag that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that might be.
He may do that. We'll see. I'll introduce you guys to Sean in the coming days. He's just had a new baby a month or so ago. And he works
congrats.
Yeah, he's a shutdown technician for a plant here outside of Houston. So he does very well, and he's helping us. He's a great guy, hard worker. You guys will enjoy the wealth of knowledge he brings as far as trading. So a great team is being established, and big things are coming. Now, Canadian dollar futures, let's see. So he did a little something different here. Widen it out, I guess. Trying to see. Canadian dollar continued. The daily chart is 2 previous respected MAs overlapping the 100 green. Okay, so that 144 is his one. The blue is the 144 weighted moving average. He loves to use that. So he's kind of already stepped into that realm where we were saying that banks and other people are starting to use EMAs and weighted moving averages and use those as their indicators, because they say, well, the sheep, they're so ingrained to using simple moving averages, we're going to have to change it up on them. And let's start taking it to the weighted moving average or the exponential moving average. So that's how I believe they're going to start talking to each other. We're going to get on board with that as well, using more moving averages and back testing to see where we're going. But great look, and you might be right there, brother, where that came up and hit that, and we are getting ready to do a drop off on this Canadian dollar. So I think that would be a good sell in the coming days. So we're going to look to be shorting the Canadian dollar. We need to keep that in mind. Trade team, you want to write that down somewhere.
And that ties in with the oil inventories announcement that's coming out too. If we have a glut of oil, Cushing, Oklahoma is like I said, like an hour from me, and that's where they store the oil reserves. So if they have more oil and people aren't using it, then it's going to be a downward pressure on. We don't need to import much from Canada because we have our own.
Right.
And so that would be an impact. So that would be a catalyst. So even though we don't trade oil, we trade the Canadian dollar, and it would be in play.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Well, we'll keep that in mind for the next couple of days, and you guys remind us whenever we're looking that we are seeing bearish moves potentially. All right. So here's the yen, Japanese yen futures, and it is looking like a solid bounce coming there off of that support, that trend line down here, the lower channel trend line. We have all of the moving averages here, though. It's all curving down. So we had a big breakdown, and then breakdown here of this little support fell all the way to this level, which would probably come back to be this spot right here if we were to draw that line all the way out. We bounced up. We're finding a little support on this lower channel trend line. This could be a bear trap, or it could be an indicator of another continuation down. So we could look to get short the yen if it runs up a little bit further, and we could play a high probability trade. Or, this is where I play the reversals. I like to find it when it comes up in these areas and it overwhelms itself, what I call a overbought situation or an oversold situation. When I see it dropping hard, I play the reversal, where Greg likes to play the breakout and continuation. So he would look for this situation and see when it breaks, he would get in and play that very conservative trade. I look for a massive move when it comes and exhausts itself or finds major resistance, and then I jump in, boom, for a bigger move, and that's where we complement each other. So I think this looks like it may come up just a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. I don't necessarily want to buy, put a sell here. I may wait to see if it comes here, but we do have some resistance forming right at that level at 0090.
Yeah, and if we were to extend that upper trend line of that triangle and extend that out, we can see that it was like RTTSC. We broke south, turned back, that's right there. See if we extend that out.
Yeah.
Right. The price came up and tagged that. So that was a return to the Z of the crime, but it came back down and buyers stepped in, making a higher low. So,
Gotcha.
So that higher low is kind of like shows that there's bullish, the ABC, this could A, B, and our C extension. We could take that move from the bottom to the top and extend that. And that maybe takes us into like 91.80 or so, maybe.
Right. So you're saying we can this go up here to 91.80, somewhere around there, if we do break out and go way up here. So we could ride it up and see. We'll have to take a look and see. I don't necessarily care too much for the yen pairs. They're too finicky for me.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm agreement, yeah. Yeah. I like Japanese food, but maybe the currency pair might not be.
Yes, do not like to trade. Now, here's an interesting pair. This is the Australian dollar, and it has got major consolidation in this tight range. So a breakout, but you see these moving averages. Everything is fanned out coming down. But are we going to get a break back to the upside, or are we going to get a break to the downside? Not sure yet. So the Australian dollar is kind of weak, and that's why I like the pound short, because if the pound is going down, we go wherever the pound goes, baby. That's just the way it is. If the pound says, you know what, we're tired, we're going to go down, well, it doesn't matter. If the Australia dollar is going down, the GA pair is going down, okay? If the Australia pair is going up and the pound is coming down, well, that makes the pound go down much faster because they're in inverse correlation of each other. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So if you have the GBP AUD pair and the pound is bearish and AUD is bullish, well, that means that the GA pair will go down like a rock. Right now, we're not sure which way this is going to go. It's been in a little consolidation quite some time, for over a month and a half.
And again, it's probably waiting for the Australian rate decision. Right. So this is all like, hey, we're not going to get ahead of the news. We're not going to get whacked by it. So we're just going to like hold it between support and resistance. So might be able to scalp between support and resistance if it goes extreme before the announcement.
Right. So this is kind of where we're stuck right here in this tight range, but we will see how it goes in the coming days. We'll keep an eye on that once that gets in a trend. Now, British pound, very bearish. I love the look of this. Look at this. When the pound wants to go one way, I love the pound because it moves and it stays in a trend. It'll do its peaks and valleys, and that's how you make a lot of money. Now, right here, it went up, came down, went up, came down, went up. People are saying, what's wrong with the British pound? It's so crazy. Well, you got to understand, when it's not in a solid trend and it starts chopping back and forth every couple of days, it's getting ready to change direction. You start having big bars, big candles, you know that a clue is it's getting ready to change direction, but you don't want to hop in too soon because, if you think, oh, well, all of these chopping, well, it's changing direction now, and you get in and boom, it goes way up here. You say, oh my gosh, well, now it's going up. Well, no, the moving averages are right here providing resistance. So you get long and then boom, it drops back here and you're all over the place. Double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. You got to be patient and wait. But then that last final push came way up here and then the bottom fell out. Well, this was a great time to get in. When it dropped all the way back here, I would have got bearish at this point because I'd have seen enough chopping happen over here, and I would have got bearish, and then boom, we would have rode it all the way down, and I actually did ride some pairs down like that. So here we're kind of slowing down as we're coming into levels of support. So a lot of candles up and down right in here, levels of support. So we may get a little bump up today on the British pound, and then tomorrow, or bump up and then pull back, and then tomorrow bump up and pull back as we continue to navigate through this zone, supply and demand zone that he's got demarcated right here. But on the day time frame, you look at where we're at, 33.68 on the RSI. Maybe looking to assume a buy in this area. We're just going to wait and see. So we might get a buy signal. All right. Is that the end of that?
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I think that was the end of it. CAD. Yep, CAD continued. Aussie. Yep, so that's the end of that. We'll go ahead and X out of here. Come back to the chart. Can you guys see my chart? Let's see.
Not yet.
All right. Or let's see. It says your screen sharing is paused, so stop. Go back to Zoom. All right. So here we are. You can see now.
Yes.
I'm on Euro US dollar. Okay. So we are on the 1 minute chart. Let's go ahead and look at the day time frame on the US dollar. I'm sorry, Euro US dollar month time frame. And let's see where we're at. We're still bearish in that, but we're still sitting on that zone. So we knew what it was looking like. Let's see, the new weekly candle is formed. So here we are, the new weekly right down at the lower end. We may get a bump up, and let's zoom in on that. Well, I can't get any tighter. But if I were to put my line right here where that 5-week moving average is, it's going to be right about 16. Let's just see.
89 or so.
1635.
Okay.
All right. And we put our, you called a 1630 last week. And I said, well, I'm not going to risk too much. I put mine at about 1626, somewhere around there. Let's see what we did down here on take profit. Yep. 1626.5 is where we put that take profit. So I want to get out a little bit before it hits that. It may not go all the way up to the 5 on the week time frame. It may stop short. Let's see if I can just zoom. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Hang tight. All right, zoom that in. There we go. So there's that week time frame. A little bit better look if I scratch this RSI. Well, we see the RSI is down at 36 right now on the week time frame, and yeah, we're still looking okay on the RSI. We've got the 100 down here, the 100 crossed above it, and let me take this away and get a better look. So there you go. If you can see that. So I think we're going to pop up a little bit, and then we could drop. If we pop up, this is for the week. So for the week, we could come up and hit here and then drop off for the week and come back down here to 114.62, which would be putting in a lower low somewhere around there. We could find a low point here. I'm not too confident that we'll get a rally, but we could, if like you see over here when we did that round and then we popped up, then we popped down, and then boom, we broke up. We could do that here and come all the way up to 118.50, 119.50 at the max, which is the 50-week moving average. So anything is possible at this moment. We're playing to the upside, but we're cautiously optimistic on the buy, expecting a pullback on the euro. And that would be the US dollar would take a gainer. So here's the day time frame sitting right there, finding a lot of support in that level. So the day time frame, now we've got our take profit way up here on the day time frame, so we would have to really make a move. Yeah, we'd have to really make a move. So I may get out if we just come into profit because of this 5-day moving average. Not too sure about that. We're going to have to play that out and see how it goes. I may give a signal later in the day. I'll post it in Telegram. I'm sorry, if we don't get out, I will post a signal in the Facebook group saying that I've lowered my take profit a little bit just to get out around this area, maybe 116.10. Okay, if you're monitoring your trade, you know what we're looking for, but if it starts pulling back, well, then you want to protect yourself because it's still a bearish setup. Even though we're at support, the bottom could fall out. Okay. Anything you see on Euro USD that you want to call attention to?
We've got those tweezer bottoms down there, which have been, every time we've hit this area, we have, if you put your RSI back.
Okay. And what time frame were you looking at when you saw that?
Where were you? Which one is this? This is a 4-hour. Yeah, you keep it right. What you have?
Okay, let me go back to the template here real quick. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at the RSI, it's kind of stutter stepping. You almost have what we call a little bit of divergence, where you have two lows, a tweezer bottom on the on price, but you have a higher low in RSI. And that usually is a kind of a telltale sign that we might have some type of a reversal brewing, because if you made a new low in price but RSI didn't make a new low, then that could be a little bit of a warning sign that the bears are losing their grip.
Right.
And then we can get the surprise. I mean, that's one of the things I was talking to some of the people about. Where we have these we do have a leading indicator when we have the double bottoms in RSI or double tops in RSI or a lower high in RSI of price making a new high. That's going to create possible events of reversal. It was a little bit of a hint.
Right. And I see that what you're talking about right here. We had a low, and then that put in a low right here. Then we came back and put in a lower low, but the RSI was way up here. And then now we got a higher low on price, and the RSI came down a little bit. So it looks like it's turning the corner, and we could get a nice strong move up. This is on the H4 time frame. So
yeah. Can you drop it down maybe to an hour and let's see if that pattern played out maybe?
Okay. Yep. So we got a higher low positive move on the RSI, even though the price made a lower low right here. And now we've got a higher low on the price movement and a much higher low on the RSI. So it's starting to look good, though we have that resistance right here. We see the pops. A lot of activity is happening at this area. We know that's a supply zone, a demand zone, and we could get a bounce all the way back up to this area. This is on the hour time frame. So we could break above. We could go way up here. We could go way up here. So this on the hour time frame, we'll be watching for a nice solid move. We don't want to cut our profits short, but if it does run all the way up here, I'm happy with 1630 just to be on the safe side. If we're taking a nap, you know, at least you got your take profit. Hopefully it'll make a move within the next couple of hours and we can move our stop losses up while it continues to rally.
Yeah, I firmly agree with that. Because I know Monday, Sunday, I used to call it manic Mondays.
Okay.
Where because you've got still traders take 3-day weekends, you know, so they're off on. I remember my daughter went to visit. We're supposed to have a tour of NASDAQ, and they're not here. It's like, but it's Friday. It's like, oh yeah, they took off early. The B team is taking over, and then they're gonna be off on. So they're off Friday, they're off Saturday, Sunday, and they're off Monday. Sunday. So the real market doesn't come in until like Tuesday, where the volume comes in. So sometimes you'll have this trend move, this upward move against the trend on Monday because there's no volume, and then when the traders come back, oh look at this, and then they sell it and they to resume the trend. So sometimes that Monday is it's like Sunday Monday is a counter trend, you know, manic Monday fake out.
We won't normally do a Sunday evening session because you see it's dead. There's not a lot happening. Some people like to play gap reversals, gap trading. A little risky. We want to keep you guys in the safe zone. So, you know, you can do the gap trading on your own with other groups if you want to do it. But I don't like to do it too often unless it's a major gap. But just take the day off, enjoy your weekend, come back on Monday or Tuesday for the London session. It just depends. Monday, London, or Monday, New York. And we'll see what's happening if we got some big news that's coming out. Now, if we got some market-shaking news that has taken place, we may jump on a call right away. If something phenomenal happens in the world, some disaster or something major, then we may jump on a call and give an analysis of what's going on, try to capture something. That would be an unscheduled session. So we're not normally going to do Sundays, like I said. We'll normally jump in later in the week. But because we're in a trade and we want to see what was going to happen with the market, I'm pretty confident that it looks like we're going to rally up. Everything looks good. It's still kind of dead right now. We are going to have to wait for another few hours. But everything looks good. And if it starts dropping off, we'll jump in the call later. So I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about today. I was just going to see what this trade is looking like. We gave our sentiment, gave our outlook, and we can jump back in later. I can do what's called an unscheduled call. I will post it in the Facebook group and then send out an email blast. Make sure you get those notifications. If you're not, you need to contact support at gtap.io right now and see what's going to, make sure that we got your email that you subscribe and paid to. So gold, you want to take a quick look at gold? We'll do that real quick. But once we looked at the indexes, you kind of have an idea of what the pairs are going to do, what we're expecting them to do. So gold, I am still bearish on gold. That is still in a downtrend from what I'm seeing. And it made a lower low on the hour time frame. It came down to 1204, give or take somewhere down here. And we're back at 1214. I think that's going to come down. Go ahead.
Can you drop down to a 15-minute chart?
On gold?
Yeah. And then zoom in on that. And if you, so we're sitting at like a 38% retracement at like 1214.04, and like it formed like a little triangle. So maybe we get a guns for like 1219. There's overhead resistance right in that 1219 to 1220, 1225 area.
Yep.
That'd be a great place to initiate
another sell limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's also and then 1224. There's unverified, untested resistance only been tagged twice, but that 1229 is a spike high from July 31st, and so yeah. So I think a short here would be kind of I think there's maybe more risk to the upside.
Okay. And see, I'd be looking at, we're only on the 15-minute time frame. I'd have to look at the longer time frames, but seeing how it's fallen under and then kind of tagging that 20, it looks like it wants to drop on down. Plus we're on the 50, right under the 50 on the RSI, which is normally your turn back, but it's only the 15-minute time frame. It's not one of your more reliable time frames. This is your 30-minute time frame, a little more reliable. Then we go to the hour time frame and we get a little more reliable for the longer time frames. So let's see when these moving averages catch up to it. See, now on the hour time frame, we're sitting on top of the 50. So it looks like it's what he said. We could turn and push back up. So you got to take all time frames into consideration. A little lag going on. There we go. Yep. There's the 50 on the hour time frame. The 5 is wrapping around. So I could see that popping back up 12.19, 12.20. And then that would be a great place to initiate a short. So if you guys are watching, that's a good idea. All right.
There is this. Thank you so much, Jay and Greg.
Yep.
Very interesting. Okay. Very cool. You're welcome.
All right. Anybody got anything else real quick? We're not going to analyze any more pairs, but if you got a question about something, then we will. If not, we are going to wrap it up. We've gone about an hour and 40 minutes or so. And this is a very slow session, so no need to sit here and watch the paint peel and the grass crack.
That's we wait a long time.
Yes, and I did say that on purpose, so I know what I was saying.
Nice.
My,
I say that too.
My grammar Nazis, yeah, they'll jump in. Well, that's not how it goes. You got to say it right. There is a reason and a method to my madness. All right.
Nice. When can we upgrade to the platinum package? There you go.
Well, we got some excited individuals ready to rock and roll. Where's my chat screen at? Let me jump in. All right. Let's see. Well, you want to take that question, sir? Platinum package?
Yeah, definitely. Once we, get our launch going, we'll definitely determine what the need is. We're not just going to create packages for the sake of packages, but there's going to be a need. That certain things that you can only give people so much at some level, because they're full, or but people that have an appetite and a need, then we'll create that package to fit that need, and they can upgrade from there. So, but thank you so much for bringing that up. And if you have any ideas, feel free to send me a thing of what some of the things maybe you're looking at the Diamondbacks of, man, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. What's your wish list? Put your wish list together, and we'll definitely create something. Build it, and they will come. So you want to build something that's useful, reliable, and that's going to give you access.
Right. Well, Scott Fields says he wants more time.
All right. Okay.
We'll see if we can talk to Father about that and if he can add that to that list.
Nice.
But real quick to reiterate and give you an idea, we've got 3 packages so far. We've got the Silver Starter package, which is going to be $47 for all of you guys from here on out if you decide. But I'm pretty darn sure most of you're not going to want to stay with the $47 package. It's only going to have a market outlook. It's only going to have about 2 sessions, 2 market session access for the week. And then you will want to step up to the gold package. That's $97. And we are not doing a special on that. We are just going to do the special on the diamond package upgrade, which is $107 regularly. Anybody signs up afterwards, it'll be $127. And that'll have 4 weekly sessions that we will have about 7 hours a week. So we figure we go about 2 hours each session. So that could be 8 to 10 hours a week that you're getting on live sessions. And we will have that per week. So you can get a minimum of, I'm going to say 7 hours a week for that $107 for 2 master traders. Plus you'll get signals that we will have giving out by email or by text that you can enter on your own. And that'll be 3 to 5 signals a week that if we see a setup and we're not on a live session, we'll have one of our trade admins blast that out or support team send that to the email or text campaign, and that you can make extra money there. With the Diamond package, you also have the access to our PAM, which is Proportional Asset Management Model, which means that you can put your money with our broker at Xenia, one of our preferred brokers. They have a very powerful platform that will allow you to open your own account, put your money in it, and then you will link it to the Global Trading Academy strategy. And then we will see the pool of all of that money in one account. So if there's 1,000 of you and you all have $100 each, well, we have $100,000 that we see in there, and we will be trading based on $100,000. So if we make 5% for the week, you make 5% for the week. That will be a hands-free trading for you to earn while you learn. We have a lot of people that say, I don't care about reading charts. I don't care about learning anything you guys got to teach. I've got $100,000 and I just want to invest. How do I go about doing it? Well, they'll subscribe to the Diamond package. They'll open their Xenia account. They'll plug that money in, and they'll make whatever we make. So it's a percentage, and that's why it's really cool. You know, it doesn't matter if you've only got $100 in there and other people have 20,000, you're still going to make the same percentage on your money that we make on the account. Okay, percentage wise. So that is also a part of that. Plus, you will have access to over 80 videos, and that is Pitbull's Master Trader series of his Elite Trainer University, his video series that will be a part. He sells it for over $15,000, and he's going to let you tap into that for $107 a month. And you will be able to learn from that video academy and increase in your knowledge base. Plus, I'll be adding videos. We'll have other educators that'll be adding videos. You will also get access to at least 2 hours a week of, I know I'm giving you a lot of information, 2 hours a week of educator sessions. So you'll be able to tap into Nick. He'll be doing basics for you guys, and then maybe some intermediate, some indicators. Then a step up from that, we will have breakout webinars that you as a founding member, you'll get 20% discount on any breakout webinar we do. If myself or Pitbull, we do a separate training session, or we jump on a call together and we do a separate training session to teach you an indicator or to teach you something that we have learned and we want to share, but it's not in our video series, or it's just glossed over in our video series, we may charge $47 or $67 or $97 for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And you'll get 20% off of any of those breakout sessions. Don't worry about it. You're going to make enough money in your trading and in the trades that you're going to get with our live session, our PAM account, and our signals. You'll be glad to jump in and learn if you want to.
And not only that this is an expense. Remember, you're running a business, and we're giving you the tools, and any tool that you use to generate income is taxed as a tax write-off. Now, you got to consult your tax official. I don't know where you are in the world, but I know in the United States, the United States government, IRS, allows you to write off education, tools, purchases, internet, anything used to generate the money to lower your tax liability, to lower your look at this as an investment. And I also want, going back to Abu Akbar's point about the platinum, and I want to run this by J-Rock, is that I know in Elite Traders University, we had a program with Xenia where I have students that, that have learned very well from me, and having a funded trader program where any of you which can demonstrate the great proficiency in your trading, we could put fund capital, Xenia and Doug will probably put firm capital behind you if you can show a good trading record. And, maybe we have like a 997 platinum where, the training that we give you prepares you to be a fund manager. Now, that depends on your ability to manage money, but I don't know. We're still in the preliminaries about this. And I'm going to run that, this nothing in stone. Don't quote us on that. But it's something that you can aim for. Like, well, gee, I can become a platinum, and I have the opportunity to have firm capital if I was able to follow instructions and being able to execute trades and follow a system, be disciplined. There's a motivation to do that. And that way, you're not just taking fish, you're not just fishing, but you're actually, you're able to be a fund manager and cast a big net. And so that'd be a good inspiration.
Right. And, you know, we also have a trade team. There's going to be openings for us on the trade team that, who knows, you may be a part of Global Trading Academy trade team in the coming days. We are looking for exceptional talent. You know, we will have a salary for you guys, plus you'll be able to make residual income, plus you'll make a percentage of our overall trading account. So our PAM trader, the trade team, they get a percentage of the profits as a part of performance fees. So big things are coming, and I'm excited for it. So you guys set your sights high and let's roll with it. When is that going to happen, you're asking? Well, it's going to be another 3 to 4 weeks. What we're in the stage right now, we're in the trial stage. We're all filling each other out, working together. We're letting you see how we operate and giving you opportunity to say, well, you know, I wish you guys would do this, or this could be a little bit better. So you give us feedback on how we can grow and better serve you, because we need you guys to grow. Okay, we're here to help you and teach you and share with the rest of the world. We have a great vision, but without you guys, we will not be able to accomplish our vision of changing the world. So you're a part of our vision, and I believe that we're all going to be in it together. We're all going to take trips together where we'll announce it, say, hey, we're going to Africa. We're going to, let's say, the opening of, in Nigeria or in South Africa, opening of one of our hospitals. And we've got a full support staff over there. We've got other people that are not a part of Global Trading Academy that are investors, and they want to be a part of it. Well, we're going to say, we're going to take a trip, come and join us. And we'll have all that planned out. It'll be just like a conference over there, and it'll be go to open that hospital or that school or that orphanage or something. Man, big things are coming. I feel it deep down in my heart and in my soul. I know God is going to use this to do mighty things. So the website will be ready in a few weeks. And when that is ready, we will start taking general subscribers. We will let you guys join first. And if you referred people to this program right now, the trial launch, okay, if you referred them, you're going to say, look, I'm going to sign up. And then when I sign up, I will give you my link, and that will put them under you. And if they sign up before, because we announced it, and they sign up before, that's okay. You write support an email, and they need to be copied in on that email saying that, yes, I agree that he is my or she is my referral. Can you please put me under them? And that way that you can get a percentage of what's going on. So, you know, we're discussing it right now. I put it out there. I put something on the Facebook group this morning about the residual. And I said, I have the 777 in my head. We got to have the same number for all levels. That's why we can't do a 2, 5, and 12. I wanted to do that originally, say give 12% for the first level, 5% for the second level, 3% for the third level. But we got shot down, and they said we got to be one number all the way across. I said, all right, well, 777, that's the way to heaven, baby. We're going to stick with that. But that's 3 levels. The more I thought about it, and I said, you know, yeah, you'll get more up front by referring anybody right away, and then more if they refer somebody right away. But if you think about this, listen to me. I could do 21% for every referral, period.com, and end of story. Who is that going to benefit? That's going to benefit me and Greg and the other owners. That's going to benefit us as a company, because you're going to have so many more people that are just not going to refer anybody. Okay. So if you only get 21% one time of one person, you're done. But if you drop it down a couple of levels and you say, okay, well, if I get 7% of everybody, you go out and you refer your cousin, Shady, and you didn't know he's a master marketer, you know, and he goes out and he refers 1,000 people. Well, you only get 21% of Shady's subscription fee, but you're not going to get 7% or whatever. If we would have done 777, he refers 1,000 people, and you would have got 7% of those. Friend, that's $7,000 a month. Do you see that? So it helps to get more people down the line to where you get paid more down the line. So I put it out there today. I said, here's what I'm seeing in my mind. And somebody said, well, it's the same if you do 7 3 levels or 3 7 levels. It is not the same. It is not the same. It is only the same in a utopian situation. And I'm trying to help you guys out. I'm trying to help you see the bigger picture, because It's going to make more money for you in the long run in residual income, and that's what it's all about. You will have more money in residual to put in the market to trade, to exponentially compound your money in the long run and to be a blessing to others. So if you have 7 levels at 3%, you're getting a little bit more of a lot. And that's the team concept. That's why I said when I went to Greg and I went to my other business partners, I said, listen, I have a vision and this is what I want to do. Would you be willing to take part? I will give you a chunk of it. I will give away. I could have offered Greg 10% and I could have kept 80. I could have offered another guy 10%. They would have probably still jumped on it. I could have pulled a Trump on them, but I didn't do it. My heart is to say, I'm in this with you guys and I see your value. I want you to join and I'm willing to give a percentage, a huge percentage that is equal to what I'm getting, even though it was all in my head. And when I told Greg, he said, man, you're in my head. That's a vision that I've got going on. So it was amazing how God brought us all together because we all had the same vision, but we couldn't do it alone. I needed him and I needed Jesse and I needed Nick and I need Holger. So we got to come together to join forces and say the more that we have in the team, the bigger things we're going to do. So I'm willing to give up a greater percentage because 2 years from now, it may end up making me $20 million a year by having them on my team. That's how much, that's the value I put on Greg. I say, this is $100 million man. And I looked at this other guy, said, he's $100 million man. That is going to benefit me in the long run to give it all away anyway. What price tag do you have on others? Are you putting it all on yourself and saying, I got this, baby. It's all me. I can handle it. I'm a go-getter and hustler, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to clean up with recruiting. You're going to run out of gas at some point. You're recruiting all of these people just to your first line. Trust me, go out there and talk to marketers that have built teams, and they say after 3 years, they're burnt out. They say, I'm tired of babysitting. These adults, they get on my nerves. I can't do it. But if you spread it out and you got more people helping and more people a part of it, ultimately, we're a big team. My vision is to teach you to trade. Everybody, to teach you to fish for yourself, to feed yourself and your family and your friends. That's it. But we are giving back in the form of network marketing. It's like Greg said in one of our interviews. He said, we tell people about all these amazing restaurants all the time. We don't get paid from those restaurants. We tell people, no, this is where I bought my shoes or my purse. You don't get paid from them. But you join us and you say, come and join and see what we're doing. You will make money. That's the bottom line, to make money. Money makes the world go round. Faith will only take you so far. You got to have some green to back it up. Faith to have that green come in to pay your bills. It's what makes the world go round.
Faith without works is dead.
That's right. So we get out there and we work for it. And what I'm saying is that we are willing to give back to you for telling others to come and help us, and they're going to make money as well. So I told a guy on the message board, I laid it all out there to him, to Aaron. He's one of my friends, members, and in the chat rooms, and I've known him for quite some time. Well, I laid it all out. I said, all right, buddy, you asked for it. I'm going to lay it all out here on this Facebook chat right in front of everybody. And I said, here's what I think about this, what I think about that. It was all in my heart. You guys can go and read that thread. It's about the 3% or 7% poll. You'll go and read that whole list. But I'm saying I'm employing a host of people, of marketers and advertisers. I'm paying you to be a part of what we're doing. Number one, you're going to make money by following our trades. Number two, you're going to make money by getting signals. Number three, you're going to make money by being a part of our PAM investment group. And number four, you're going to make lots of money, probably more than all of the trading and the signals. You're going to make more money in residuals because of compounding. Boom, it's going to explode. What would you do with $5,000 a month extra right now? You'd probably quit your job. What would you do with $10,000? We are on the ground floor of something amazing that is about to launch into the stratosphere. Why? Because it's spiritual. We have a calling and a mandate. We have a mission, and God has placed it in our hearts for decades. We have been stewing over this and in preparation for this moment in our life to go forth and do what we're called to do. And God is about to open. He ain't even opened up a window yet. He's got that little crack. He's saying, you boys ready? You girls ready? He ain't even opened up that window where the flower pots sit on that little ledge. And, you know, you just opened up that little visual window to look out in your garden. He hadn't even opened that yet. And then to think of a floodgate opening, friend, that's the next level. That's when we're going to go from 10,000 members to 1 million overnight, and then to 2 or 3 million. I don't know how Zoom's going to handle it all. We are going to have
We'll have to build our own. We'll have to build our own.
something. We're going to have a host of traders to handle it, because Greg and I will only be able to do so much. That's when we'll have to step up to the next level. So we have the silver, we have the gold getter, and then we have the diamond package, the diamond deluxe. That'll be our top package for now. Then when we get to another level, we also have the breakouts, and then we're going to have our mastermind group. So that's going to be a mastermind group with just Greg and I, where or we'll have other master traders that'll eventually come on, and we're doing a package. There's people out there that they say, I'm not paying, if it's $107, I'm not interested. That is too cheap. And it must be cheap for a reason, because it's crap. There's people that think like that. And then when we put a price tag on and say $20,000 for access to 2 20-year veteran mastermind traders, you want to be a part of that? They are slapping checks down, because they say, that's what I'm talking about, baby. I'll pay for that kind of thing, because that must be something of value. And they got money to pay it. Do you understand? You got to think outside of the box. If we just put it on here and say, oh, we've got a mastermind session for 20,000, you guys are going to think we're crazy. Your mindset is way down here in the hundreds. And we're talking to people that have hundreds of thousands of dollars, say, well, we'll invest, but we want to start with 100 grand. Oh, we've got a $500 million trading fund. Are you able to tap into to trade that? Man, I'm able to do whatever you want me to, baby. Let's make some money. I have a mindset that is way up there in the mega billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, and even in the trillions. So where's your mindset at? Come on with it. Can you match it? Are you willing to step out of the box? Open heavens. Amen. So it's coming. The window's about to open. The floodgate's about to open. Big things are coming. We have levels that are going to happen, and we will take you, if we see that you are proficient, you are doing well, we'll have trials that you can do a demo for our company. You know, it'll be like a 6 to 8 week trial where you will work an account with parameters that we have set, and then we will go to another level where we will tutor you, we'll mentor you. So we have programs that are going to come in place. Greg, I haven't even talked about the other programs we've got. I made mention of it. You know, Greg came to the idea. He said, well, this is what I'm thinking. We need to have a mindset group. We need to have a psychology group. We need to have a nutrition and health and wellness group. So mind, soul, and body, baby. We need to have prayers in the morning. I said, I've already got the prayer calls that I was doing early on. I got a couple people helping me. I've slacked in that area, but mind, soul, and body, baby. We're going to have that all right here at Global Trading Academy. It ain't just about trading charts. It ain't candlesticks and pips. It's going to be mindset and body. You know, you ladies want to lose that gut and lose some of that cellulite. I know we're not supposed to mention all that stuff, but guys have it too. And we're going to have some nutritionists. We got people that are already joining. I got a friend in the Cayman Islands. He's a gym trainer, instructor, fit as an ox. And he is going to be helping us with nutrition, and he's got great ideas. So that's going to be other things that we're going to bring. And then financial education. So these are all multi-facets of what we're going to bring, and you will be able to make money on all of those. Do you understand? You'll be able to make money by tapping in and being a part of the program. They will have residual income as well. You understand that? All right. I hadn't even gotten into deeper things, but we'll do all of that later. One more thing, and I'll just share about the residual. I put on there that I'm going, this is in my mind, it's in my heart, I've been tossing and turning over it. I really think that we're going to go to 7 levels at 3%, because it'll be a slower start, but it's about compounding. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It'll be a slower start, but you will make more in the long run the more people that join and get down below you. You may recruit somebody that's a beast. What if we only do 3 levels, and your 3rd level recruits somebody on level 4, and they end up being the soldier that you wished you were? They end up being the recruiter that you dreamed about. or that you wish was on your first level, and they're down on level 4. Well, at 3 levels, 777, baby, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get anything from them. But if we go 7 levels with 3%, it will be much better because it's more spread out.
Yeah, bigger net.
Bigger net. Right. So you may do a lot of work on your front line and you have your first level and you're only getting 3%. But when it gets down in those other levels, you're going to see it's a lot bigger. So I feel like, you know, the Lord has had me tossing and turning, losing sleep over this because this is what he wants to go to. And sometimes I'll get a dream and a vision and or a thought in my head.
Praise God.
And I'll move on it. But it's like, you got to know it's confirmed. Mm-hmm. So anyway, great things are coming. I believe that you guys are all going to be blessed. You're on the ground floor of something exciting. And it's because we're givers. And it's going to help everybody. My friend, anything else you want to share?
No, that's it. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll. I like this candle.
And Greg has asked you.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Amen. He has asked you guys, if you missed that, Greg at Elite Traders University, Elite Traders U, he has asked you to tell you your talent. So send him a message and he'll share those with me. I'm glad he's doing that because I got tons of messages I can't keep up anymore. And I'm going to have some people start helping me.
Put my talent in the subject area, my talent. That way I can put it all in a folder. And that way we can find out, we want to draw from our membership and put you to good use, you know?
Yes. Amen. And, you guys remember, hit up Holger, hit up Nick and Janelle if y'all need anything. Friend them on Facebook. Friend us on Facebook. You got to let us know. Look, I've got over I think Facebook stops counting the numbers, but mine is like 700 and something of friend requests. And a lot of them are scams and they're prostitutes or whatever else they're doing. I'm not interested, so I just stopped going through it. I don't even look at it anymore. You need to send me a private message and say, J-Rock, I requested your friend on Facebook. Can you friend me? Yeah. Then I will go in there and I will friend you on that. But if I just look at it, I don't recognize your name, I'm not going to confirm that friendship. But let's be friends. Right. All right. We're here to grow together. And question, Holger asked me a question. The commission on trades was 3.7 on your screen. That is Xenia. Let me look real quick and see. This is the demo. 3.6. Okay. That's the swap fee. Let's see. The commission is over here. 3.7 on a 0.80 lot. So it's on the Euro USD. It's one of the cheaper pairs. It's let's see, $4 or something per one way. So it's like $8 or $9 on round trip on the commission charges. So this is just getting in. When we close the trade, then it'll jump up to 7.4 on a 0.80. So I believe it's like $8 or $9. I would have to ask Doug, but Sean and we negotiated with Doug, and he brought his spreads down and he brought his commission down. The only thing is the swap fees from the liquidity provider are hell on wheels, and we have to figure out how we get those negotiated down, but they come from the bank. So the more traders we have, the more volume we have with Doug at Xenia, the more we can negotiate rates lower because we are helping him to go to his liquidity providers and say, look, I've got 1,000 or 2,000 more people coming on board, so let's bring these rates down. And that's how we negotiate business, baby.
Volume. The strength in numbers. There's strength in numbers.
That's right. And that's what we're about. So be sure to send Greg a message and let him know what your talent is and you're exciting. I'm reading through some of these messages. Scott feels blessed to know you too, my brother. And let's see. Janelle says she also requires a message to approve on Facebook because we get a lot. Sermon at Church today was based on giving all that you have. Amen. Amen. God is going to do mighty things. That's why I said I have the 90-10 in my head because that's what God birthed in me at 19 years old. I wouldn't have been able to handle 99, but now I think about it, I'm like, 99 ain't no big thing. I'm already close enough if I'm at 90. But if he would have told me 99, I would have cursed God and died. You know, been like Job's friends told him, just curse God and die. You got problems. So It's going to be a lot of giving going around. Hilarious givers. Amen. All right. I see you guys, Benjamin and Carlos, C-Flow, and Donna. All right. Fancy. Elena. Blessed that you guys are all here. You're excited. You haven't been this excited over an opportunity in a long time. Amen. And here's the thing. The beauty of this concept, why it's so phenomenal, is because we don't have to sell pills, potions, and butt cream. We don't have to inventory any of this. You know? Well, for us when you get older, you're going to start needing some of that cream keep in your drawer. But you'll learn about that later on in life. Make sure you go check with your proctologist. Why did I digress on that? I don't know. Just face palm, buddy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun around here. But I tell you what, you don't need to sell anything. You don't have to inventory anything. All you're doing is paying a low monthly fee, and you're making money. It's not that you got to sell a ton of things, get a lot of personal volume. That's why this concept is so amazing, because we're teaching you how to make money without putting a lot of money up or spending a lot of hours to go out there and sell and recruit and phone calls. You just hop on and you post a screenshot, say, look what we did today. We made $50. We made $30. We made $20, or we made $400. And people are going, what? Today?
Right.
Who, what, where, when, and why? Where's the link to sign up? How do I join? What is this? They don't even care. They'll just join. I don't care how much it is. Just join. That's how it's going to be. It's so amazing without having to do a whole lot of work. You make money. You pay your subscription from the money that we're making in the profiting. You earn while you learn with our group account. Man, phenomenal value.
Best of both worlds, all worlds.
Amen. That's why we are at the start. We're at the beginning of an amazing journey. You know, a couple other companies have already got a few years ahead of us. They started a few years ago, but we believe that we have a vision or a concept structure that is more powerful than any other structure that's out there. The affiliate pay, direct pay without all of the crap, without all of the restrictions. And it's spiritual. We believe we have a spiritual mandate. That's why we believe we will flourish. All right. Body, soul, and spirit. Amen.
And we're going to be a power group that you can be proud of. I know many of you have been involved in other things, and maybe it didn't go so well, and maybe you got burned and your friends got burned. We want to assure you that we are of integrity. Amen. And it's something that you'll be proud of, you know, because I have to look at my kids in the mirror, or look at my face in the mirror, look at my kids and look at my wife and look at my family. And I want to make them proud. And then I want you to be able to feel that confidence and surety too, that this is legit and we're here for the long haul.
Amen. And go check out reviews. Go to my facebook.me/JRockForex and look at the reviews on that page. I've got dozens of reviews, and I'll just type it in here, fb.me/go like my page, JRockForex. I also have youtube.com. Go subscribe to that. We'll be posting stuff in there. We're also going to set up a company GTA Forex or GTA YouTube channel. I'm also on Instagram at JRockForex. We're going to set up an Instagram channel as well. And I think I'm on Snapcrap. I really don't use that a whole lot, but I'll let one of you ladies take that account over and just don't put any crazy stuff on there. Run that Snapchat channel for me. So, and the Instagram, we'll need help with doing all of that. Anyway, we're going to be able to share a lot. You know, we're going to be able to help each other a lot. And hey, I've lost money in other programs. I spent way more money, way more time, way more on trips and seminars and travel and advertisement than I made in residual because it never went anywhere. I couldn't get it going. I was spending too much time educating and not enough time growing my team. But the ones that were team builders, they were the ones making all the money. And I'm the one that was showing people how to do it. I said, you know, enough of this. I've had enough. I'm not going to continue to give them my time and my skill and knowledge for free. I know that God has called me something greater. Genesis Imamovich, he said he also requires a massage for him to approve you on Facebook. So if you want to be friends with him, you got to give him a massage first. So guys, y'all can line up. And he's a very good looking dude, Croatian with a very sexy accent. So you're going to like him, but make sure you understand a massage is what he wants, not a message. a massage.
Oh, I see. Time's up. Thanks for playing. Great.
No, right. And Janice, come on down, baby. Everybody's lining up already. They're saying, let's see what this Croatian's all about with this German accent. All right. So if that's it, we're going to wrap up, and God bless you guys. Y'all have a wonderful evening. We will see you back here at the next scheduled broadcast. Check the Facebook or your emails. If you're not getting any emails, support@gtap.io. Let us know. We will cross-reference and make sure that you're on board with us. Big things are coming in the next few weeks. We will launch, get you your affiliate link to be able to share and start making that money. God bless you guys. Love you all. Have a great night.
Peace and pips.
Cheers, baby.